What if nobody uses my products? That's actually a very valid question and a real fear that separates amateur founders from the real serious founders, actually. And when you get asked this question, it's super important because even founders that have actually raised funding and everyone is applauding publicly right now, lots of them are still asking this question because they started their products and their startup journey without asking this question. So don't be surprised when you hear lots of catastrophic falls of of startups that have raised money. You hear that hey, they shut down here and there. But here's the question we must ask before we answer this question. The startups that are successful, that have real paying users, what did they do differently? Let's go ahead. Now, there are four key steps startup product discovery takes. That is before you start developing your products. The very first one is the pre-hypothesis stage. You see, every startup founder builds based on a hypothesis. In science, hypotheses are more of like educated guesses, guesses that are backed by, surveys, backed by data. They are not 100% proof yet, but they are educated, they are informed. So, number one, you have the pre hypothesis stage. This is a stage where you are pained, you are seeing lots of things around you. There's a frustration. You're asking yourself, why is X this way? Why is Y that way? Are you telling me that people are spending 1 hour on this junction before seeing a bus? That is the ink, you have this hunch, the pain, the frustration. Are you telling me people spend 1 hour? Why does it take so long to see a bus here? These are serious frustrations and obsession that founders actually face before they even start building. The second stage, the very second important one, is where you see assumption stage. The assumptions are basically assumptions. They are all gut feeling. There's no data to back this yet. So at this stage, the founder is asking himself serious question. Based on how this problem is, it means these guys will pay to solve it. Based on what I see so far, if I provide a solution, they would want me to solve it for them and pay me. Based on what I see right now, they badly want a solution. All these value assumptions, all these growth assumptions that are tied to payment, they are all assumptions. They are all gut feelings. That is just the stage you are as a founder. However, you must now progress to what smart, serious founders, not amateur founders, take note. Serious founders that are not scared of going into management, of doing the boring stuff, of working hard. This stage is called a customer discovery stage. This is the third stage of the whole cycle. And it actually does more with speaking to potential users. You have 50 to 100 users that you want to talk to. Potential users, take note. You want to get feedback. You want to get direction. You want to be sure that your assumptions pass through the pressure these guys are asking you. Do we want this? We're not really sure. It's not because you really want to invest in building a product that solves a painful problem. Painful problems are problems that make people want to bring out money to pay for them. If you're exploring an idea, for example, and you tell people, do you guys want to see who won the match in the last Premier League, blah, blah, blah. They might say, yeah, but it might not be severe enough. But do you want to see when the fuel will rise in prices so that you can quickly stock up? Maybe they might want to pay for something like that, or food price, or something more painful, something that saves them money now, not tomorrow, giving you ecosystem. So, for example, in Adaptonia, when you get on Adaptonia, our system rates and scores this problem. Something we call problem frequency score. We score it to tell you how often do these problems come up when you're having customer interviews, potential customer interviews. So it is from these assumptions you now start forging serious hypothesis. Because the hypothesis will now be based on what we have found out, or the number of users we've spoken to. We then know that when we create a platform, by creating a platform that allows people book rides, customers will choose it and pay for it over waiting for buses for 1 hour. This is a very strong hypothesis. That is the hypothesis you now use to start forming a product. But take note, at the fourth stage where you are going to now is your idea to MVP stage, where lots of you think is the traditional beginning stage. Nope. In proper marketing 101, if you do your marketing 101, you will know that is not where the product starts. The product starts from the pre-hypothesis, like I said, assumption and customer discovery, where serious founders speak to users, potential users. Then you now move to the idea to MVP, which is the fourth stage. At this stage, what you are doing, ladies and gentlemen, is You are trying to look at the ideation stage, you are trying to ideate. You are looking for the leanest ways that you can implement this solution. Not the full solution, lean way that you can implement so that people can start using. It does not have to, there's something they call, in Adaptonia, we call it the fake door. You want to build something that people can relate to quickly and start giving you payment signals. You need to start collecting proof of payment pre-orders. This is to show people really want what you are building. However, if you move blindly and start building, you risk the danger of losing money, building what nobody really wants. Now, mind you, the problem is not even getting your hypothesis wrong at all. The problem is actually falling in love with your hypothesis or your idea of a product without or before validating the problem. Before validating it, you're already falling in love with it. I've spoken to about 150 startup founders so far since November. An interesting thing about most of these startups, those with weaker signals, those with founders that are so much in love with the idea and they are unwilling to even kill the hypothesis when the data is telling them to do so. They are so in love and they want to keep going. So take note about that as well. So that now gets back to our question. You see, what if nobody wants or uses my product? This is exactly what happens when you avoid all of these stages and just go straight to idea to MVP. You start saying, oh, there's an idea. Boom, let me start building it. Then you now start getting feedback from users. You're now rewriting your code. You're now, guys. So ladies and gentlemen, Adaptonia is a validation system platform for founders who are serious, who believe in using scientific discovery to power their product discovery as well and their product exercise. Thank you very much. My name is Francis Oti. You can subscribe, like, share, and join Adaptonia.com. I want to get more of your questions. God bless.